So, y'all, we got an hour and we have a lot to unpack today. And my biggest question is how come a lot of people didn't even know it was a Target boycott and didn't decide to weigh in until Jay-Z released, decided he was going to release his Reasonable Doubt collection? Now, we're going to get into the weeds. And yeah, y'all, just like black people, some people are outraged. And what discourages me so much about it, so here's the deal. Y'all, people still shopping at Target, so why is everybody outraged? So I might make a lot of people mad, and I'm open to other people's opinion. Believe me, I am not that person who will die on a hill for anything other than my money and my children and my dad at RIP, he's gone. But what I'm about to say probably gonna make some people real mad. I need y'all to hear me out, cause maybe I'm missing something. So am I really supposed to be mad at Jay-Z because he made a business deal with Target? Because the more I listen to these conversations, y'all, the less it sounds like accountability to me. And the more it sounds like selective outrage. I said it out loud. Selective outrage. So today I'm asking the question that nobody is willing to ask: is Jay-Z really disappointing hip hop? Or is hip hop letting Jay-Z down? Now walk with me on it, because I'd like to introduce to you Exhibit A before we get into the real question. It's like, was there a Target boycott, right? But before I go there, I need you to appreciate something with me. Everybody is quick to check the Jay-Z box. And literally, I'm getting sick of it, because I'm sitting around watching the culture protect people who should not even require your breath for protecting. And I'm not calling any owl's name today on my stream, but I'm letting you know that Black Americans who built the culture should be protected and given the same grace that y'all give everybody else from outside the culture. We were so quick to dance to Vanilla's Ice, Ice, Ice Baby, and so quick to Kiki, Are You With Me? But every single time Jay-Z makes a move, he walks out of his house wrong and is sprinkling, y'all argue that it's raining. I know I'm on my soapbox right now, but I'm letting you know that this is an issue in hip hop, that we like to destroy each other like crabs in the bucket. Now, I'm all for accountability. That's what this channel is about. It's about hip hop and Black culture, accountability in music and culture, praising the stuff that should be praised and calling out the stuff that's sideways. But let me tell y'all about this Target fast. Some things that y'all may not know. And these are my opinions. Number one, this Target fast was not well organized from the beginning. And the people who said they founded the Target fast did not articulate that fast very well to the masses. And nobody even knew about this Target fast until Dr. Jamal Bryant, nobody really knew about this Target boycott until for me, This is where I walk into the picture. Until Dr. Jamal Bryant announced that his church would do a Target fast. And that's where Black America, I think, walked into this room. And me, unlike many other Black Americans, assumed that at minimum, Dr. Jamal Bryant and other leaders that were well known in the organizing department were heading this issue. In fact, I called around to the people I knew, and nobody knew about the Target fast until I told them. And this was a religious fast. I'm going to take you to Dr. Jamal Bryant, because I just need to let you know, for all purposes of this video, Dr. Jamal Bryant called off this Target fast 2 months ago. Where y'all been? And I know it was some uproar and some misunderstanding, and everybody just stood up and said, Dr. Jamal Bryant don't speak for me. Well, he speaks for me, because when he was speaking for y'all and it was in your favor, it was what you wanted to hear, you listened. But all of a sudden, when Dr. Jamal Bryant decided to speak for you again, because there was an issue at hand and nobody had articulated any resolution. Let me tell you, whenever you start a project, I've been in leadership for years, you need to have objectives and goals. End goals. You can't just start out on a journey with a tank of gas and say, I'm going to drive until I get there. No, because if you don't know where you're going to run out of gas and look stupid on the side of the road. And that Target fast was started with one initiative, and that was not going to happen. Why start a fight that you can't win? And I'm not getting off a Target when I say that every major corporation rolled after the inauguration of Trump, because they knew that it would be backlash if they didn't. And a lot of these companies just reframed the same initiative. They just didn't call it DEI. They just kept moving like they were moving, helping all their philanthropy in the Black community and into Black businesses. Just the way they were. They just did not call it DEI. Now, I do want you to know that it probably doesn't matter to a bunch of y'all either, that DEI minimally affected the Black community. And that's a word that I use because I can't even construct another word, because it more than likely helped white people, just like everything else, white women, more than it ever helped us. Know this to be true. Okay? I just want to establish the Target boycott for y'all before we get into this. Now, around March or so, maybe April, Dr. Jamal Bryant, after the Target Church Christian fast, he said, look, I already set forth 4 requests for my church fast from Target. And Target has met every one of those initiatives except DEI. And 3 out of 4 ain't bad. And I say the same thing. If I got 4, look, David had 5 rocks. He ain't have to use but 2 of them on Goliath. 3 out of 4 ain't bad, because what you're not getting right now in this Trump's America is anybody continuing to enforce DEI out loud. Now, I don't know everything, and I'm sure there's 1 or 2 companies that still do. Most of these companies continue to do everything that is listed under their initiative for DEI. They're just not calling it that, because to call it that would mean retribution from the White House. So right now we're going to hear what Jamal Bryant had to say so that we can establish why this Target boycott was unorganized, nobody knew what was going on, and why there's so much passion and conflict in the community. Okay, he's establishing that since the church fast, Target lost $145 billion. Their stock dropped. Now, since that time, Target sponsored Essence Fest. They poured all of this money into the Black community. What they did not do was roll back DEI in its essence and purest form, and neither did anyone else. Remember that y'all shop at Walmart every day. Okay? So, Dr. Jamal Bryant called for the resolution of the boycott. He said 3 out of 4 ain't bad. And this young lady, because I don't want to diminish the original thought thinkers, the thought partners for this boycott, was enraged because she says that he did not have the authority to call for the boycott resolution. But like I said, nobody even knew about the boycott or had any direction except for the website that he established and the communication from Jamal Bryant. So now we got a quarrel inside the house. The quarrel came outside the house and people start calling each other names. And now the whole Black community is confused about the Target boycott. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. We don't have a Target. The Target is about 20 miles from us, and everybody I know who lives in this town goes to Target, and the ones that don't, they shop online. So let's just get that straight. Y'all still going in Target. Y'all still going in Target. So now, Jay-Z pops out. He comes outside. He announces his Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint anniversary concerts. And in commemoration for that, there's also a Reasonable Doubt collaboration. So now that we're all confused about the Target boycott, I thought it was over. I accepted Dr. Bryant's reasoning why it should be over. None of the other companies have been held to that standard. And for whatever reason, you can say, well, we're just talking about Target, but that's okay because they did everything else that Dr. Jamal Bryant laid out. The only thing that I can't see, and if there's more, it has not been articulated very well to me or other people, is the resolution of DEI and the rollback. So if that ended months ago, then why are we criticizing Jay-Z when he is not the first or the last to have a commemoration album and exclusive vinyl released with Target? And why at this point should it matter about a vinyl? Now, did you elect him to be your leader? Because even Puffy was more outspoken in politics than Jay-Z is. Jay-Z doesn't really get in the weeds of politics. We saw Snoop over there performing at the crypto, which I think he was probably duped into. We see Nelly willfully popping out doing concerts because he has this country music following. We see Nicki Minaj gallivanting around the world with Erica Kirk. We don't see Jay-Z in these spaces. The last space we saw Jay-Z in politically for me was when he visited the White House with the Obamas. And that should tell you where he stands. Now, I'm not trying to get into the Super Bowl and all of that because I think people are mixing apples with oranges. And that's a conversation for another day. But this arrangement that Jay-Z had is a standard business arrangement. Okay, now you got all of these podcasters and former rappers who says, oh yeah, Jay-Z is a capitalist. He's always been for himself. But you guys have double standards. You lie through your teeth because you are all capitalists. We are all capitalists. You are only not if everything you do is for the good of everyone else. And in this space, that's what you are too. It's hypocritical to say. So now we will get into the weeds about why this is wrong. So first of all, this young lady was mad because Dr. Brian called
and the Route 100 for our work. So they have no credibility. They don't speak for us.
So y'all, did y'all ever see this lady or even understand that there was a Target boycott coming out of Minnesota? I never did. The only thing I knew about a Target boycott was from Pastor Jamal Bryant when he went on the Breakfast Club. So since she was so upset with Dr. Brian,
take full responsibility.
He went on the record to say, look, all right then, y'all mad at me, y'all can have it.
And I wanted to apologize to you for being a leader that was out of touch with what it is that the community wanted. I take full responsibility of.
Y'all can have it. But this is, right now, I'm going to let you hear Wayno, who is a former A&R executive, who explains to you why this selective outrage is wrong, because a lot of artists have done the exact same thing.
Boycott was started. Now, even with that being said, I wanted to turn to some of the other people who have products, not just products, but artists who have done vinyls and specific vinyls exclusive because they changed the color or whatever. Same music, but they, distributed through Target. One in particular was an album that came out this year. J. Cole's The Fall Off, Target exclusive edition, right? You have like a...
Okay, because J. Cole has released an album since Dr. Bryant called for the resolution of the boycott.
Over vinyl, as you can see in the picture. Then, of course, we have Kendrick Lamar, right? And the reason why I say, of course, is because big artists usually do these, deals with Target to distribute their physicals. You got GNX that had a Target exclusive vinyl.
Okay, we had GNX.
Have Pink Friday 2, which is a Target.
Nicki Minaj.
Exclusive vinyl, right? And then you also have Taylor Swift. Now, Taylor Swift.
Even good old Taylor Swift. Let's keep pushing because everybody got a take about Jay-Z now and this Target fast. This is Ray Daniels.
And by giving Nas, they wanted him to come there, do your little speech, and they knew they was gonna give it to Nas because yes,
yeah,
Drake.
Jay wanted one first.
People.
No. Here we go.
The casino play. I feel like people are catching on to Jay right now. I think people are tired of him. I really believe that. And I think that.
Okay, now we're getting into the weeds. This is your real problem. What are we doing in our community? Now, when you consider the 10 rap commandments, you have to ask yourself, so Dr. P, what are the 10 rap commandments? So of course, the 10 rap commandments were kind of orchestrated back in the day. Everybody remembers Biggie going the 10 rap commandments, the 10 dope commandments, but we're talking about the rap commandments, the ones that we're supposed to adhere to in the rap community to preserve hip hop. And we respect them and we honor them and we expect our leaders in the community to use them as a framework for preserving hip hop. That's what it is. And rap commandment number 6 says protect the architect. Because right now, I don't feel like we're protecting Jay-Z. Let's go to the comments and see what we're talking about. So Hannah says, hip hop says it loves its architect, but the real test is whether it protects them when they move like businessmen. I agree. Because you can't project. You can't pick and choose. You're either in hip hop or you're not. And if you are, you have a similar responsibility as everyone else who are real purists and real hip hop fans. It is our responsibility to protect our culture. Rose Clemens says, they just don't like Jay-Z. Nail on the head. Bam! Bam, Miss Rose. You hit the nail on the head. They just don't like Jay-Z. Because it's never enough with them. Rose also says, so what's the big deal? To me, there's no big deal. Because for me, when he releases Reasonable Doubt, I'm going to be front row. I'll be ordering mine. And just like the rest of them with that yapping online, they will also be ordering theirs. Trust me. This is about internet fodder and people trying to insert themselves into a conversation that should not, it should be a non-factor. Because the question becomes, even people who spoke out like Joe Budden, he's accepted sponsorships from partners like Prize Pick, Amazon, McDonald's. Those people have DEI. What are we doing? I mean, when you look at other artists, people like Drake, I mean, he almost serves as an ambassador for Steak. And Steak's leadership has documented political affiliations that many critics would likely oppose. Yet I don't hear nearly half the same energy directed in his direction. I mean, MAGA even chose to use his album as a blueprint for their commercials. Capitalism is not hidden in hip hop. Hip hop would not survive without capitalism. You have to sell records, people. What do you want? What is it that you want? You cannot have your cake and eat it too. Jay-Z has always promoted ownership, investing in wealth creation, which is one of the pillars of the 10 rap commandments. He has always promoted marketplace wealth and preserving the culture. And then let's not forget this Ray Dan, because you are one of the biggest capitalists in Atlanta right now. How you calling Jay-Z a capitalist when you're one of the biggest capitalists in Atlanta right now? and starting this new YouTube channel. I just heard you the other day ask for somebody to join your membership. Is that not capitalism? Those are capitalism principles. So at some point, it stops looking like accountability that you guys are calling for. Prove me wrong. Show me in writing, show me in action that any of them have donated more time and money to social justice than Jay-Z or his wife, even in his music. Now, y'all, it's 12:18. I know you got to get back to work, but I'm going to end like this. So the question becomes, Dr. P, what is it that we should do? What's going on with Target? What's going on with Jay-Z? I say you live your principles. If you have a problem with Target, hell yeah, don't go there. But I'm letting you know right now, I accept Dr. Jamal's 3 out of 4 requests given. I accept the Target Backs Essence Festival, which is given in New Orleans every year, and it's a huge Black cultural event, and it's sealed in stone in our culture. And I respect their effort to try and resolve it as a compromise, because in this political climate, it will be suicide for them to go against what every other major company is going for to appease this administration. One of our forgotten commandments of hip hop says, respect our architects. That's what I'm here for. Another version says, protect the founders and OGs. And I think that's exactly where hip hop may be losing its way. And it's our responsibility as elders in hip hop to call it out when we see it. Now, nobody's saying Jay-Z is above criticism, because he is not. Jay-Z is a human being in a human body. He shouldn't get a pass. He should get grace, understanding, and this should be well thought out critically. And it has not been. It's just been a lot of people blabbing their mouth without real facts. Criticism should be fair, rooted in facts and not feelings. The truth is, number one, the Target boycott has not been articulated very well. Number two, Jay-Z is a capitalist, and so are the rest of you rappers who are trying to sell records and merchandise. Number three, I will be number one with a bullet in the line to get my Reasonable Doubt vinyl, because in my brain, the Target fast, according to Dr. Jamal Bryan, who I followed religiously on this issue, was right. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. You got to know when to collect your rocks, David, and go home. When hip hop spends more time tearing down its architects than defending its legacy, we create a dangerous vacuum, the kind that protects somebody like Drake, who is not even of or from this culture or this country, and tears down one of the architects who built the forum for people like Drake to survive in this industry. History will show that whenever a culture stops protecting its own leaders, somebody else will step in and rewrite its story. It is our responsibility to make sure that never happens. While we're distracted arguing over vinyl releases, the industry is actively elevating voices with no Black lived experiences. No voices to protect Black lived experiences, to interpret those experiences, to define and profit from a culture that they didn't build. With that said, I'm saying I thank you guys for participating in my comments today. I thank you guys for tuning into my live. Let me know what you think about this issue in the comments. Are y'all still going to Target? Did y'all even know the Target fast had been called off? Did you assume that the Target fast and the Target boycott was the same thing? Have the people who are leading this Target boycott failed us by not articulating it very well to the public and not getting the word out about what it is you want from us as a whole? And is Jay-Z solely the casualty for what you didn't get from Target? And with that said, I hope you have a great rest of the day.